Hi everybody, it's Thomas here from Thomas Fitzgerald Photography, and in this short video what I wanted to do is give you a look at Capture One's Beyond Film style pack. So Beyond Film, let me just pop over to Safari here. Beyond Film is a set of styles directly from Capture One, and that they say are inspired by Fujifilm and Kodak stocks. Now, I've always been a sucker for a good film simulation. For years, my go-to was the VSCO Film Styles packs for Lightroom, but then they killed that, and they never really did anything for Capture One. There are a few different ones available, but the Beyond Film Styles kind of came out recently, and I wanted to do a quick review of them because they're actually quite interesting. I wanted to kind of dive into it and see what they look like for kind of the average person. So what do I mean by that? Well, often you will see with style packs when they're advertised, and they will have shot them with professional shoots and lots of expensive lighting and everything is perfect, and I wanted to kind of show you what they look like on average person images, if you know what I mean. So I have a few different things. The first here is I've got some street photography shots that I shot in London a while ago. These were on an X Pro 2. I've kind of of a few different cameras here in my collection. So basically there are four inverted commas films. You've got f200, f400, k100 and k200, and in each of these there is three variations of contrast, so it's like three different strengths of film. And separately you have a bunch of grain presets as well that you can apply. So the F ones are obviously inspired by Fuji, and then the K ones are inspired by Kodak. And I have to say, initially when I was looking at these I was thinking, well, the effect is quite subtle, but it is also quite film-like, and I particularly found that these were giving me results very similar to what I would have got with the VSCO presets, and I actually really like them. And I always actually found it to get that kind of subtle film effect that doesn't kind of overpower everything is actually difficult enough to do, and I found that these actually work quite well for that. I was pleasantly surprised when I tried them. Okay, so let me just go through some films and show you. So start off with the F100, or sorry, the F200, and we'll go with the kind of the full strength one here, and that's quite good. And then, so basically what you do is you apply your look first, and then we go down here and we can apply our grain. So I'm going to go silver 2, and I'm just going to double click to zoom in, because in order to see grain properly in Capture One you need to view it at 100%, otherwise it's kind of just giving you an approximation. So that to me is actually quite nice. And again, if we go before and after here, so before, after, and it definitely has a nice film feel to it without kind of being over the top. And also too, I found a lot of film presets, my own included, have a tendency to make it look more like aged or damaged film, and this kind of makes it look kind of more like modern film, which is a good thing. So let me just go through a few more. So again, here's another street shot, and in this case I'm going to go with one of the Kodak ones. And while they have provided three different strengths, I generally like to go with 2 or 3 because I think it's kind of better. I like this. I'll try the Fuji ones in this as well. I've noticed that the Fuji ones have a tendency to have a little bit of kind of green in the shadow areas, which I kind of like, and the Kodak ones seem to be a little bit warmer. So again, here's another shot, and again I'll go with the Kodak one. You can see what I mean, like it's bringing up the kind of warm tones more with the Kodak one. So if I take that off and apply the Fuji one, it's not quite as warm, and I kind of like that result. Okay, and then we can apply grain. The beauty of the way they've done this as well is you don't actually have to apply grain if you don't want to, because I know some people have complained about other presets that the grain's baked in, so it does just mean though you do have to click twice if you want your grain. Okay, so just here another one. I'm just going to apply these to a few of these, and so again, this is though using the Fuji one on strength 3. So then before and after, before and after. So yeah, so it's quite a nice effect. So let me just pick another shot here. So one of the other things that I really like about these presets is, or styles, sorry, is you can apply them as a layer. So if I go to, say, the F403 here, and I right click on it and go apply to new layer, it will actually apply to a layer like so, and I can now control the overall strength of it with the opacity slider. So that is actually quite a useful thing to have. That's, again, it's something that you don't find with every set of styles, and I know my own styles that I used to have, you weren't able to do that because some of the effects weren't available on layers that I used. But when Capture One created their own, they actually paid attention to that, and they did it in such a way that it can be used on a layer. So again, it just gives you a little bit of extra control over it, which is quite good. So let me just try a few different types of images here. So we'll move away from the street shots here, and so for example, I have just some flower images here, and we go back to our styles, and again, so the F400 one I noticed creates a muted green tones. So if you're using these on flower images, it can create kind of almost like a pastel look, whereas the F200 ones work much better because they get stronger greens. And then the K100 film, again, it kind of tweaks the greens a bit, so again, they're actually quite strong. So I think for this, the F200 kind of works best. And again, I'm going to apply this on a new layer. Okay, I'll go back to my layers, and now I can adjust like so. And having just this on a single slider is really useful. And that also means that you can apply kind of your normal corrections on a different layer, and then apply the style on top of that and keep kind of the two things separate. One more image, and again, we can just pop over to our styles and kind of try different shots here. So this is fairly basic. One of the things I like with the Kodak ones as well is they do nice things to blues. So they give it kind of, they change the blue tones slightly in the image, and I do find that quite authentic as well. And yeah, so they're not really trying to, I don't think they're trying to exactly emulate any kind of film. They're kind of more inspirations, but they definitely kind of give the overall feel, but like I said, in a subtle way. So they're like, it's not making your images quite old and analog looking. You don't necessarily want super realistic film simulations, and that's what I kind of like about these, is that they work very well as kind of a modern interpretation of it. I wasn't expecting to like them as much as I do. I have found that, as I said, it creates quite a nice look, and it's not too strong, and it kind of works well with the type of images that I create. And I particularly like the fact that you can put them on a layer and increase them or decrease them. So that's pretty much it. This has been kind of a rambling video, but I hope this has been sort of useful and helping you see whether there's something you might be interested in or not. I hope you found this useful. If you do, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.